Okay, it's November 29th, 2020, and I got my latest album ranking here. 13 albums. Officially, it's a 14 album collection. And obviously, this is not a new concept for this band. It is the Beatles. Their first release was 63. And last release was 1970. So 7 years, 14 albums. That's debatable. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I first got into the Beatles when I was 4 years old. My Aunt Gail got me into them. Now my Aunt Gail and my mom both saw the Beatles at Shea Stadium. I believe it was 65. I would venture to say there's not many people left alive that have seen the Beatles live. Almost, like how many World War II veterans are left? That's just, everybody's getting old. It's just the way it is. But my aunt got me into the Beatles with this record, introducing the Beatles. This was the US version of kind of Please Please Me. And right here, this is my first song I ever latched onto by the Beatles. Misery. The world is treating me bad. Misery. As you can see, I wouldn't be singing in that group or any other group. But let's get on with the album ranking, shall we? Shall we? Okie doke, here we go. So, now there's 14 albums. Let me make sure of that. Okay, so I stand corrected. I have my cat up here. So, come on, Sully. Come on. I'm trying to do a Beatles. Sully likes the Beatles too. Come on. Move. See, say hello. Sullivan, big Beatles fan. Alright, Sully? Alright. There he goes. He'll be back, trust me. Anyway. So there's 13 official albums. I have 12. Okay? So at number 13, which I do not have, which I did own at one time, was Yellow Submarine. Now, I don't officially consider that a true album. A lot of it was orchestral, and I don't think they even wrote any new songs for it. They were just leftovers and some, not outtakes, but just leftovers. Like, even though I love that song, Hey Bulldog, altogether now, those are great songs. Hey Bulldog was actually recorded around the same time as Lady Madonna. So that's why there's that similar type of drum beat and sound to it. Probably was it originally Lady Madonna. Lady Bulldog. Anyway, hello Madonna. Or hey Madonna. Anyway, so at number 12, we have Beatles for Sale. Okay? This is kind of a rushed album. Came out in 64, the end of 64. It's got some good stuff on here. No Reply, I'm a Loser, Babies in Black. 8 days a week, of course. But it does have that, what is that? Mr. Moonlight. Probably the most hilariously bad Beatles song. It's a cover version, though. So there you go, number 12. Beatles for Sale. Second up, at number 11, I have With the Beatles. I mean, that's just a fantastic album cover. Very iconic. Imitated many times. But ironically, my favorite song on here is Don't Bother Me by George Harrison. And this album came out in 63. And Don't Bother Us is a cool song. Yeah, it won't be long. That's a great, just the acoustics, the sonic sound of that's really good. Half half originals, half not. But it's got that earlier 60s sound to it. Okay, so that's number 11. Number 10, their debut. And I showed you their U.S. counterpart called the U.S. Now, there were 12 songs on that. It was 14 on this. I wonder which ones weren't on here. Let me see. 'Cause I'm pretty sure there was 12 on here. Please. Twist and shout. There's a place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2 songs missing. Why can't I find them? P.S. I Love You is not on here. There's got to be something else missing. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. But anyway, there you go. That's the number 10. Please me. A little sidetrack. Okay. So now we're down to number 9, Hard Day's Night. Soundtrack film. Didn't have the 14 song prerequisite at the time. Had 13. But every one of them originals. Now, I was heavily into them at this point. I saw, I just fell in love with a movie. Great album. It's hard to really grade the Beatles albums. I'm doing it according not to worst to best, because there is no worst. It's my preference. Please share what yours is. Tell me I'm wrong. Go right ahead. Okay, number 8, Magical Mystery Tour. Now, in England, it was released as an EP. So here they added some songs, and like pre-release songs like Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane, which were released before Sgt. Pepper because they needed songs. All You Need is Love, which was a one-off with the flip side of Baby or Rich Man. But it's cool, great album, just kind of dated. Little dated. So now we move on to number 6. Yeah, is it? Number 7. Number 7, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Now, this I don't believe. What did this have? This had 13 songs also. Came out in 1967, groundbreaking album, huge album, changed the way popular music is forever. Once again, just a little dated. And although I can listen to A Day in a Life on any given day in the life. It's just that good a song. But dated. Now, we go to their last and final album, which wasn't their final recorded album, it was just their final released album. Let It Be. So I had got the naked version, Let It Be Naked. I just like it without all the Phil Spector bells and whistles. Even though that's the one I grew up on, I just like the more raw sound of this. It's cool, and it's got a second CD of just different studio chatter. So it's cool that so. But you can still put Let It Be at that position. At number 6, Okay, so that would be that. Number 6, Let It Be. Number 5, The White Album. Can you see it? Can you see all the vibrant colors? Now, this is interesting. You see these photos? These are the photos, but they're alternate takes of the 4 photos that came in the album. Of those iconic different versions, which I thought was pretty cool. This is the 50th anniversary edition. See, there's the original photos. This came out almost 3 years ago. But it's got the Escher demos where you hear some unreleased songs, alternate versions of released songs, remastering by Jules Martin. Jules, I believe, Giles' son. Or was it Giles Martin? Giles Martin, I guess. Number 5, excellent album. Excellent album. And then number 4, I also have the 50th anniversary of Abbey Road. This is the 4th album for me. And like I said, the positions could change at any time, obviously. 4th album, Abbey Road. What can you say? You can name all the songs. Come together. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Go look it up. If you've never heard of the Beatles, just go listen to it. Start anyway. Start towards their latter collection, obviously, because it's more mature and it's quite groundbreaking. But anyway, this has a lot of demos on it too, which are interesting takes. Come Together, something. Here Comes the Sun. Here Comes the Sun, the most downloaded stream, I believe. Could be wrong. Maybe Despacito took it out. It might be the most downloaded Beatles song. Okay, number 3. Number 3 came out in 1965, and this is when I believe the Beatles really matured at that point in their career of becoming the Beatles, and it was the Help soundtrack. I just love the songs on here, even though there's a couple of cover versions. One of them is really good, which is the Spotlight for Ringo. Honey Don't, I believe it is. Is it? Where is it? Act Naturally. Maybe it's Act Naturally. I know I'm wandering. I think it's Act Naturally. But anyway, great album. You've got to Hide Your Love Away. The Night Before, the song Help. I've Just Seen a Face. I mean, these are fantastic. You could just see the writing going way up. And then I have a little personal history with this album in a way, because I remember this was on TV that night. It was actually November 29th, which is an anniversary today. November 29th, 1972. I was watching Help on network television. Now, mind you, at that point, the movie had only been out 7 years. So, that was the day the police officers came to my house to tell me that my father passed away. I was 7, so kind of hard to comprehend, and I was very angry. So there's that. That was that. So that was November 29th. That was for me personally. And then secondly, personally, this is the 19th anniversary of George Harrison's death, November 29th, 2001. So 2 weird, things that have always interwoven my life with the Beatles. And George Harrison was also on Staten Island for a brief period trying to get cancer treatment, where I lived in Staten Island, a small borough, comparatively compared to the rest of New York. So anyway, that's number 3. Help. Okay, so number 2, we have Revolver. Great name, great cover, great songs, top to bottom classic, 5 stars, 6 stars, 10 stars. You can't get enough. I also considered it a bit of a companion piece album. It comes with this really cool book. There's cool pictures of Lennon and McCartney. I think that was when they filmed Rain. Paperback Writer promo videos. These are all promo. This is also promo videos they filmed for the Ed Sullivan show for those same said 2 songs. Right there, same picture. A cool coat, man. I'd wear that. I'd definitely wear that. And then we have the number 1 album, Rubber Soul. Coolest cover in the world. Drive my car, Norwegian Wood. In my life, what goes on? If I needed someone, Nowhere Man. Dun, 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 dun. Number one album for me, Rubber Soul. Came out in 1965. Came out only a few months after Help. And then I think Revolver came out like 6 months after that. So you're talking in that like 12, probably 9 month period, they put out Help, Rubber Soul, and Revolver. Wow. Just of Sullivan. Psst. He's still lurking around. Oh, there he is. Anyway, just of note, this was the Beatles US version, minus the 2 songs, and then they added songs. They did it so they could put this album out. The Butcher Block cover. Now it's homage. Where some of the songs from Revolver were released on here first. So interesting American album. Kind of worth getting, even though you have the songs. Just because it's just weird the way that period, because they were pumping out so much material that they just threw some stuff on here that were on other albums. Like, there was even songs from Help on here. So they just put it all together. It's wild. But anyway, so there you go. Number one for me, Rubber Soul. Revolver. Help. Did we look inside? Yeah, there you go. That's number 3. Number 4, Abbey Road. Number 5, The White Album. I wonder if that'd be considered racist at this point. Would change that. Just call it album. Anyway, I think Pill already did that. Public Image Limited. Number 5. Number 6. Number 6, Let It Be. 7, Sgt. Pepper. 8, Magical Mystery Tour. 9, Hard Day's Night. 10, the debut, Please Please Me. Second album, 11, With the Beatles. And then Beatles for Sale at number 12. And then, of course, number 13, Yellow Submarine, which I don't have. Also another note, this great album, so Beatles ones. This was released 20 years ago. This album, this is still the number 1 selling album of this century. 30 plus, maybe probably 40 plus of this one. Now I had this, but I got this one because it gives companion videos to all the songs. How cool is that? It's $20. Go buy it. Beatles, number 1. Huh? There's a reason. There's many reasons. Number 1. Number 1 rock band. Number 1 influential band. Yeah. Yep. Wish I would have saw them. Didn't know people that did, but once again, they're a dying breed. But anyway, there's my album ranking. One of my longer ones. So put your comments below. Like. Nobody does that. I get like 30 views. It's hilarious.